Greetings, beautiful people. It is your girl T, and welcome back to the Queerious Quest. I know I've been gone for a while. I do apologize, and I actually don't even have a valid excuse, so I'm not gonna try and make one up. But yeah, I'm glad to be back. So stay tuned to see what's up on today's video. So I don't know if you've all seen it, but there's been a lot of negativity on social media lately, and it's exhausting, especially on Twitter. Like over the past week or two, I mean, it's been ongoing, but lately, I don't know if I'm just more alert, but I'm just seeing so much negativity in the social media space. So, you know me, and wanting to be all bubbly and positive, I thought I'd introduce something new to the videos and, you know, start off every video with a bit of positivity, you know, just to start on a positive note. And today I want to share with you something that I saw on Twitter. Scrolling through on Twitter, and I saw someone by the name of Theo, and Theo's aunt wrote a poem for the church writing group, and Theo is gender non-conforming, and the aunt wrote a poem about Theo's pronouns, and I thought that, you know, I'd share that with you today. So the poem is titled They, and it goes like, they. This person I know wants to be called a they. It could bring us much closer to see them that way. It's a strange thing to think and harder to say, but they is so happy when the effort is made. For all the theys and thems, it is this that I pray. We be kind and accepting and just let them be they. I mean, how amazing was that poem from Theo's aunt? Just a little bit of positivity to add on to the space. And yeah, let's get straight into what we're here for today. You've seen the title of the video. Today, I'll be talking about being queer in the workplace. Whew, yeah, what a loaded topic. Before I get into it, I'd like to set the context about, you know, where I am today in the workplace and being queer in the workplace. I would like to just, you know, rewind a few years. So I first came out in high school. I was about 14 turning 15 that year. And obviously I'm young and there's a lot of bullying and stuff. So it was difficult in the beginning, but after like 2-3 years, I really started to own my sexuality, and I realized that this is who I am. I'm here, I'm gay, I'm here to stay, so yeah, just deal with it, you know? So over the years, I became very comfortable with my sexuality. I was openly queer, and when I went into varsity, the same story, you know? Very comfortable, out and proud, and yeah. Then, beginning of 2016, I moved to a new city. I moved with no friends from high school or varsity, so I'm all by myself in a city that I don't have people that I know. I'm in a new space, the workplace, and I realized that shit, I probably have to come out again because, you know, people here don't know that I am gay. And coming out is definitely very personal. Not everyone has to do it, not everyone's comfortable with doing it. But me personally, I had found so much liberation in coming out because people knew my sexual orientation and I was so comfortable in it, and it just made my life easier, you know? And then here I am now entering a new space where people don't know this about me. I remember so much about this day. It was around mid-March 2016, and I had my first meeting with my then manager. Amazing woman, and we're there. She's you know, introducing herself to me, getting to know each other. She tells me about her background, you know, what she likes, hobbies, and so forth. And then she mentions her relationship status. You know, she's like, no, I'm here in Durban, I'm single, and so forth. And then she asks me, are you seeing anyone? You know, do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. And then I paused and thought to myself, do I tell her that I don't have a boyfriend because I date girls? Or do I just keep it at I don't have a boyfriend? And to be honest with you, I don't remember much what happened in the conversation afterwards because my mind was so stuck on this question of I don't have a boyfriend. And that's actually when it hit me that, shit, T, you are in a new environment with people that don't know you. Again, I'm quite femme presenting, so the assumption is always that I am heterosexual, and you're going to have to come out again. And coming out isn't something that I'd done in such a long time, you know. And I was basically back in the closet again. And it took me 1 second to realize that I actually hate this feeling. I hate being back in the closet where my sexuality is this thing that I have to hide, you know. So I sat there, and I don't know what she was saying, but in my mind, all that I'm thinking is, how am I going to be able to be openly proud about my sexuality as I've been over the past couple of 6, 7, 8 years in this new environment around new people, right? So here I am caught between this rock and a hard place. So I am very uncomfortable with being back in the closet again because, you know, I haven't been there in such a long time. But at the same time, I'm terrified to come out in the workplace. There's this fear that's just holding me back from coming out to my team. And I just went home and I was like, I can't do this, you know. I personally can't be 100% effective in my job with this burden of, you know, consciously having to be careful about what I say or accidentally coming out. And so I really wanted to come out, and I was like, I have to do it some way or another, you know. I don't know how, but I have to do it. So I remember I was like, okay, cool. It's not going to be a blatant announcement. You can't go to the team and be like, announcement, hello team, can I have your attention please? Just so you know, I like women. It wasn't going to go down like that. So I thought to myself, what's the best way to do it? And I was like, I'm gonna subtly drop hints to the team, you know. I remember the first thing that I did, it was around May that year. The office launched the diversity and inclusion forums, and what the forums are about is basically focusing on the importance of diversity and inclusion in the workplace. And one of the forums is the Pride Forum, which is about making the workplace a comfortable place for the LGBT plus community. And I was like, that's it. That's how I'm gonna come out. So I joined Pride, not only because I wanted to come out, but also because obviously I was very passionate about what it stood for and the cause. And I joined Pride, and I was one of the champions leading the Pride Forum. And my team could see the passion that I had when speaking about Pride. And I think that's when it hit. And that's when the team was like, actually, pause. This person could actually be queer, and we really need to let go of our assumptions that just because she's a girl, she dates guys. And as time went, I started to feel more comfortable. It's something I started to discuss openly in the team. And for the first time in so long, I just felt like, I can breathe. I am me. I am comfortable with being me. And I wish I could explain to you all about, you know, explain what a weight off my shoulders it was to be openly queer again and for it to be okay. The team was super accommodating and super accepting of it. And yeah, it was such an amazing feeling to be back again, you know. It felt like I was finally me again. So what I'm gonna do now is just share some of the benefits that I have personally experienced with being out in the workplace. I'm definitely going to acknowledge the privilege that I have and say that I know not all corporates in South Africa, not all workplaces in South Africa are as open to the LGBT plus community. In a lot of places, unfortunately, being out is still a career limiting move, and there's still a lot of fear about job security related to your sexual orientation or gender identity and so forth. So I'm definitely very privileged to be working at the place that I'm working at, that they're so accommodating and so accepting. But yeah, let me just share with you my personal experience about you know, the benefits that I have personally experienced over the years with being out versus when I was still in the closet in the workplace. So the first benefit, and probably for me the most important one, is the improved level of productivity in terms of doing my job that comes with being openly out and comfortable in your sexuality in the workplace. So before I came out, I was very conscious about, you know, accidentally coming out and the implications that would have. You know, you spend so much time focusing on, oh my gosh, I need to act a certain way. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't accidentally say she. You know, I need to use they, generic terms, so they don't know that I'm gay. So it's very, like, it consumes a lot of your mind, and only then half of your mind can be truly dedicated to your work. When I came out, that was no longer a problem. I was 100% committed to what I was doing. There wasn't this burden of me having to be conscious of the way I act, the way I say things, what I do in the workplace. And that essentially just helped improve the way that I did my job. You know, I was more productive, I was comfortable, I was truly myself in the team, and I could bring myself 100% to the job that I did. So it really does help how productive one is in the workplace. And I think it's something that people shouldn't take for granted, and that if you are someone who is not part of the LGBT plus community in the workplace, I think, you know, take it upon yourself to try and make it as comfortable as possible for everyone, because these small little things and burdens that people carry truly does affect the way that they do their job, you know. Again, super comfortable being myself in the team, therefore directly correlates to the way that I do my job and just essentially doing better at what I do. Another one that's really important is it's the real relationships that you get to form when you're comfortable in your sexuality. You know, it doesn't become this thing of when you swipe your card at the entrance, you're now leaving, you know, a certain part of yourself outside of the office. You know, you are truly now coming your whole self. You are bringing your full self to work, and it makes such a difference because you truly get to form real, authentic relationships in the workplace. You know, you can talk about your weekend plans comfortably and be like, yes, my girlfriend and I, you know, you can have a picture of you and your girlfriend at your desk and not have people be like, is she gay? You know, those are things, again, we take for granted, guys. It's so important for someone to be truly comfortable with themselves, because you start to form those relationships with colleagues and they become friends, and again, it just makes you more comfortable, and it just makes the work environment a more pleasant environment for you to be in, and one where you don't feel the need to leave a certain part of yourself outside of the workplace. When I finally came out in the team, believe me, I was out, you know. As I said before, generally I am someone that is very comfortable with my sexuality. I'm open to talk about it openly and comfortably. It's only those first few months where I was like in my shell again. But after that, I was back. Like, T was back, and I'm still here. And you know, being so openly out in the workplace also allowed me to do something I really enjoy, and it's just openly engage with people who don't know much about the LGBT plus community, and just, you know, share some light on important topics and stuff, you know. So I'm not the spokesperson in the office for the LGBT plus community, definitely not, but in the little spaces that I am in, I do try and make a conscious effort to educate people. I call people out where I'm like, you can't say that, you know. Then I'll educate them on ways to go about it. And again, I'm not saying I know it all, but the fact that, you know, I am comfortably out and people know, it almost makes me comfortable enough to be like, sorry, do you mind if I just correct you? That isn't the right way to do it. And, you know, so again, being so comfortably out has almost made me, guys, English is tough, I keep saying this, made me able to be a positive influence in the small spaces that I'm in within the workplace, which essentially, again, if you can make an impact in small groups, this will then trickle down to the rest of the office. And what I really appreciated about the team is that they were willing to engage. They wanted to know more. I remember last year going to my director and I was like, do you mind if as a team we have an inclusion and diversity workshop, because we were a very diverse team. So we had people from all over the world, we had people from Africa, other parts of Africa, South Africa, we had people from Europe, we had males, females, different races, sexual orientation. It was a very diverse team, and I found it very important that it'd be quite nice to engage as this diverse team to understand each other's backgrounds and just make sure that everyone is truly comfortable being themselves. And I went to my director and I asked him, do you mind having if I set up a workshop? And he was like, that's a brilliant idea. And it just shows how open he was and how important he found it that, you know, as a team we engage in something like this. And the fact that I was so comfortable with my sexuality, I went to the workshop openly myself. And again, the team was so, I can't explain it, guys. It's such an amazing feeling to be part of a team that's so, you know, guys, I'm 100% myself at work, and I don't even stress about my sexuality. And, you know, it's just, I kept telling the team on the day of the inclusivity workshop that I'm so grateful to be part of this team. Again, not all organizations are the same, I totally understand, but for me, it has been extremely beneficial to be out in the team because, yeah, for the many reasons that I've mentioned. The last thing is probably the fact that the fact that I'm so comfortably out, I'm able to openly engage and be involved of the Pride Forum in the office that I mentioned, you know. So as part of the Pride Forum, what we do is, you know, we make it our responsibility to make sure that the office is a safe space for the LGBT plus employees within the office, you know. So we have personal engagements, we have, you know, company-wide emails that we send and communications. Every Pride month we light up the office building in the rainbow flag colors. Basically, we're just there to be a voice for the LGBT plus community and be, you know, bring positivity within this space and make sure that it is a safe space for everyone within the office. And the fact that I can openly engage in this has been absolutely amazing for me, because this is a personal passion of mine. And the fact that, you know, I get to do my personal passion within the workplace. This is where I spend most of my time, and I don't have to leave a part of me at the door. I come 100% myself, and you know, this is me. I'm doing what I love, and I'm still able to do my job 100%. So yeah, those are some of the key benefits that I've personally experienced with being openly queer within the workplace. It has definitely not been an easy journey getting here, and I know that everyone doesn't have a journey that's as smooth as mine, and I totally acknowledge that. But what I'd like to do again is share some tips that that helped me, that I've also observed from other people and engaging with other people, that if you do want to come out in the workplace, again, it is a very personal thing and not everyone should come out, it's up to you. But if you do want to come out in the workplace, there are a few things that you should first do and research, and I'm just going to share some of my personal tips and tricks that I've seen from my personal journey and engaging with other people about if you are looking to come out in the workplace, how best to do it. Again, there's no right or wrong way, but this is just, you know, my personal opinion. The first one that I'd suggest is probably start with yourself. You know, analyze exactly why is it that you don't want to come out in the workplace specifically, especially if you are out everywhere else, you know. Do you think it's a career limiting move, which is a lot of people's worry, you know. I initially thought that coming out could be a potential career limiting move, you know. And so analyze why it is that you don't want to come out in the workplace specifically, you know, talk to some friends about it, and yeah. Secondly, I would say do some research on the company policies. Look out if the company, you know, what their values are, general company principles, what are their views and stance on diversity and inclusion within the workplace. Are there any other out people in the office, and how are those people being treated? And, you know, have a look at that, and that should probably guide you in a direction that will help you. Maybe I shouldn't, or yes, I should. It also helps to engage with HR. You know, if you're unsure of these policies, go talk to HR. If you want to be explicit about it, you know, ask in a certain way that doesn't necessarily give your sexuality away, but just ask HR about, you know, what is the company's stance on general inclusion and diversity within the workplace, and what is the policies in the office around this. Another thing I'd suggest is finding someone in the workplace that you can trust and talking to them. It would probably help if this person is themselves are out in the office, because, you know, then you can ask them how they did it, you know. You can ask them for advice on how to do it, and, you know, you can also ask them if you have a particular fear about your specific context. You know, if you feel that, you know, maybe your manager is super conservative and you're scared to come out to your manager specifically, this person can then help you in terms of, you know, how to engage your manager specifically if they know your manager. So it really does help a lot if you do have someone in the office that you can talk to. It has to be someone that you trust and someone that, you know, if you end up not deciding to come out, that information is safe with that person. And another suggestion that I'm obviously going to suggest, because it's what I did, I would suggest, you know, subtly coming out, hinting at your sexuality. Especially if you really want to come out but you just don't know how to do it, you know, just drop those little hints for them to be like, you know, and maybe then they will feel comfortable enough to come ask you, hey, do you mind if I ask, you know? So what I did, as I mentioned, is I joined the Pride Forum, you know, and that's another thing I would suggest as well. If there is a forum like Pride in your office, get involved. It makes such a big difference. You get to network with other people within the office that are part of the community, and not necessarily only those, but also people who are allies that can also just, you know, make your life in the office easier and make the whole process of coming out in the office easier for you. So yeah, those are just some of the bits and bots of advice that I have in terms of, you know, how to go about this whole coming out in the office thing. Again, as I said, I know it's very personal, but I have personally had the most amazing experience in the workplace, you know, being confidently and openly out. I'm someone that is very comfortable and confident in my sexuality, and the fact that I can bring that self, my true and full self to work, makes the biggest difference in my life. And yeah, I want to thank you again all for watching another video on the Queerious Quest with T. If you have any other advice on how to, you know, be openly queer in the workplace, I really look forward to it. It could really make the biggest difference in someone else's life. So please do leave it in the comments, and thanks again for watching. I appreciate it, everybody. Cheers.